Hey there everybody, welcome back to this Pokemon Snap playthrough that's not a playthrough. My name is Andy, the Uncommentative, and this is episode number 46, the focus of which is going to be Starmie. So you can see that on the screen now. We've got the Starmie that's currently saved in the PKMN report, a score of 4040 or 4040, and that is broken down by, if we go into the check, a size of 920, a pose of 900. That then gets doubled because apparently that's in the middle of the frame. Fair enough. And then, of course, we get a nice 400 same Pokemon bonus slapped on top of that. So we're going to try, if possible, to get as near to 4040 as we can, if not beat that score. But, of course, before we do that, we must read out the Primer's official strategy guide for Starmie. And it reads as follows. Starmie completely sucks and is one of the worst Pokemon on the game. To get Starmie, you basically have to do what you did for Staryu, wait for it to go into a whirlpool, and then get a bit of luck and a bit of timing and try and get a good picture of it. Starmie is yet another Pokemon, or another water Pokemon I should say, on this game that randomly flies. For the love of God, just make an underwater level. So, that's the guide entry for Starmie, so another fairly accurate entry. Most of the POSG entries have been pretty accurate, and that's another one. Anyway, that's what we're going to do then. We're going to go back to the valley, the same place as we got Staryu. And we're going to try and get Starmie. Let's go. One thing I will say, well, I'll say lots of things, but one good thing I'll say about this one is at least it gives, it's sort of two Pokemon in one, because you've got to do, as the guide said there, you've got to do exactly what you did for Staryu to get Starmie. So at least with this one, you can almost practice Staryu, or try and improve Staryu whilst going for Starmie. So that's encouraging at least. Now, irrespective of how many Staryus we hit, we will still get Starmie, but obviously we want to try and get all three. So if you haven't watched the Staryu episode, first of all, what are you doing with your life? Second of all, this is basically what you do for Staryu. So 3 Staryus will randomly float up into the air. We have to take a picture of all 3 of them, and then they'll start spinning around us. Here's the second one. You have to get it when the camera's red in the middle, like that. Which I nearly missed it then. Right, so we've got all 3 Staryus. And then they head off into the whirlpool. So now we just need to... So we look this way and then turn round, and hopefully it'll fly into the shot like that. That's sort of what we needed. You've also got to point the camera and wait for it to fly into it, and that's one of the things that makes this quite a difficult one. Okay, so have we improved our Staryu photo? I suspect the answer to that question is no. As you can see on the left-hand side, none of those are going to be better than that. I mean, that one's okay, but obviously it's not going to beat that one. Right, so the 4 Starmies, this is what we got. Apparently we only got... Okay, apparently they're Mankey. Okay, that's interessant. So clearly these are not going to be better than what we've got, so I'm not going to submit any of them. But you get the idea now. What we could do, and I think I'm going to try that on this run, I'm going to try and get a good shot of one when it comes out the whirlpool, just to show you like an alternative way of getting a decent score. Now, I think I've mentioned this in earlier episodes. There's like a there's a guide, not the POSG of course, so it's inferior, but there is a guide where it gives you a challenge score. There's a different guide for this game which gives you a challenge score for each Pokemon, and you've got to try and beat it, or at least get near to it. Well, say get near to it. You've got to try and beat it, basically. That's the point of the challenge. And the challenge score for Starmie is 4,000. So to beat it, you have to have more than one in the shot, basically. That was a good shot, got it in one. So getting 4,000 is not that difficult. But this is another of those Pokemon where it doesn't matter if it's facing the camera until it matters if it's facing the camera. This is another one that falls into that bracket. So, right, that's 2 Staryus. Of course, they're facing the wrong way. Oh, that was good. Ah, that was a chance to get a shot. Right, let's try and get a good shot of one. So we will speed up this time. Oh, oh, there we go. I wonder if that's a new... We could try that technique instead. We could try following the last one. We could try that instead of putting the camera in a position and then waiting for it to fly into it. So we should have got a decent shot of one here. Did we get any decent star use? We could have done. That's not bad, but there's only one in the shot. Yeah, also for the beady-eyed amongst you, I think I'm right in saying this, actually, I'm not 100% sure. I don't think that's the Star You that I got in the Star You episode. I think I think since I recorded that, I've beaten it. And the reason why is because this Starmie, this is the only Pokemon that I've practiced before recording, because I just was not confident in it at all. These all look smaller than I thought they were going to. Yes, because it's not facing the camera, it won't get the 1,000 pose. But yeah, you get the idea. So we're not going to submit any of those. We will submit a photo in this episode. Once I've submitted a photo of this episode, we'll end it, because I think that's what we. That's going to be the objective here, because like the guide said, Starmie sucks. I mean, the guide was frighteningly accurate with the entry for Starmie. I'm just going to check something actually, just while I'm skipping this bit. Something like that. There's like a the back of the POSG. There's like your own PKMN report where basically when you get a Pokemon, you tick it off and you write down the score that you got. And I just wondered if the challenge score was on that, but it isn't. So I don't know what guide it is that's got the challenge score in it. But yeah, I know I'm sure the challenge score for Starmie is 4,000. So to beat that is a little bit tricky if you're not very good. Just like moi. Alright, so that's 2 star use, 3 star use. Right, we're going to try and do what we did last time, I think. Oh, that could have been a good one. Probably won't be though. So we'll try chasing the last one. Oh, that could be good. That could have been good, although we've seen a million times on this game. It looks big when you take it, but then when it gets developed, it ain't the size that you want it to be. Right, I felt like I got a good shot of Staryu, but apparently I didn't. So that's annoying. Right, here we go. Yeah, you see, they look good, and then they turn out not to be. And that's probably the best one we've got. No, we're not submitting one. We're not submitting one. I'll try again. I think this episode is very quickly going to become montage. I will submit at least one photo, but this is montage fodder. And I don't want too many episodes to become a montage, even though I think the average attention span of the human race in 2023 is 2.26 seconds, I think, something like that. So, because of that, montages probably aren't the worst thing in the world. And to be fair, like this bit here, where I'm just skipping past the first area, as the guide calls it, there's really nothing to say or see here, other than when I was doing my practice run for Starmie. On that first section, I was just randomly throwing Pestaballs, trying to. Well, to be honest with you, what I wanted to try and do is I wanted to try and get Goldeen facing the camera. I'm sure it's possible to get the sparkly jump Goldeen facing the camera. But when it does the normal jump, it faces the camera. But when it does the sparkly jump, it doesn't seem to want to do that. Right, let's have a look. Turn round! You see, sometimes the annoying thing is, like, sometimes it's facing away from you, sometimes it's facing towards you, and I don't think there's a way of controlling that. Which is another reason why the guide's entry for this Pokemon was so accurate. Ooh, look at that! The only problem with that one is it's going to take the middle one as the main one, so the size is going to be rubbish. I'm going to submit it anyway, though. Yeah, you see that? That with the Starmie facing... If the Starmie was facing the camera there, that'd beat the score I've got. I'm certain of it. I'm going to submit it anyway. So I'm going to submit that, see if it beats my Starry. At least it's got all three in, which is good. You see, why can't that be facing the camera? Or definitely that one facing the camera. I'm going to submit it anyway, but the post score will be about 10, and then he won't mark it. But let's at least submit something before we go towards montage. We'll have a couple more goes, and then we'll see where we're at. I've got high hopes for this one, but I just got a bad feeling about the focus of it's going to be the one in the middle rather than the one on the left. Yeah, see, only 300. 800. Yeah. Right, well I won't get over 1,000. Well, sorry, I need 1,500 here, roughly. Wow, that was way higher than I thought it was going to be. That just got to show how much higher it can be if you get all three in the shot. That's a real shame, actually. That is a real shame then that it's. I mean, it's understandable, but it's a real shame it's not the one on the left, rather than the one in the middle, because that would have been amazing. Anywho, right, let's see what this gets. He won't score it. That's the annoying thing, because I think of the... Yeah, 890. See, only 50 points, and then he'll go, you are close. See? That's what I mean. If that had been facing the camera, I think I would have beaten it there, because I think the same Pokemon score would have been higher. Also, there's 1,000 pose as well, obviously, rather than 900. Okay. We'll stick with this new technique. When I was practicing, I was doing the get into position and wait for it to fly into shot technique. If you want to get a really, really high score, you can get two of them close up. But to get that one, the two Staryus have to fly into the whirlpool at the same time, and I don't know how you control when you get the Staryus to fly into the whirlpool. I thought it was just random, but I feel like there's probably a way of controlling it. Like when you get to a certain point on the sort of, well, the valley essentially. When you get to a certain point, I reckon they'll start flying towards the whirlpool. But how you get it so they fly into it together, I don't know. But if you can do that, you can get two really close up. But again, to get that one, you've got to point your camera in a certain place and wait for them to fly into frame. So it is a bit of a tricky one. Whereas this new technique, this chasing after it. No, that sucked. Well, I did that out. I was too busy wondering there if the microphone picked the fact up that I sneezed. Hopefully it didn't, but it probably did. So we'll edit that turn out. We'll also edit the sneeze out. Let's crack on. Oh, that was so frustrating, that last turn. If it just focused on the left hand, if the left hand Staryu, and if the Starmie was facing the camera, I reckon this episode would be done. And I would have also absolutely obliterated my Staryu score, which would have been nice, because I think Staryu's my lowest score. Because it's hard to get a high score on Staryu. Any sort of size score towards 500 or above 500 is you're doing well. Nearly as well as I'm doing to get both of these take a shot of these Staryus as quickly as I am doing. Wow, got all three there. Right, here we go. See, only one comes out at once. Ah, see, I didn't quite get it that time. We'll have a look. We'll have one more go, and then we'll go for montage, I think. Unless, of course, on the last turn we get something good. So no good Staryus and no good Starmies, which is what I suspected. Oh well. Yeah, made a bit of a hash of that one.
Yes.
I think I maybe sped up too quickly there. I don't know. Anywho, you know what? Screw it. Let's try and get Goldeen. I'm sure it's possible to get Goldeen. I want to get, there we go, shiny Goldeen. But when you ever get shiny Goldeen, when it stops its jump, it's always facing away from the camera. I'm sure it's possible to get it facing the camera rather than facing away. Well, it doesn't really matter. That is one where it doesn't matter if it's facing the camera. See, when it does a normal jump, it faces the camera like that. Why does it do that for the starry jump? A bit like Dratini in that sense, although Dratini does face the camera sometimes, but I've known it quite a few times to turn away. Anywho, well, got it in one. I was wondering then when I got that in one why I've got 58 photos left, but yeah, I just took that Goldeen, didn't I? So, got a memory like a Goldeen. Ooh, what a shot that was. I was pretty pleased with that one. Oh, there we go. Got all three. Right, two have gone and then one's gone late. So this one could be a problem here because the last one... See, the other two are going to have flown off by the time that last one... See, the other two were virtually over the hill then by the time that last one came out. That's what I was saying about, I don't know how you time it so you can get them all to go in at once. I don't know if there's a... Or more than one to go in at once, or... I don't know how you time it, basically. It's, that's the top and bottom of it. Right, we'll submit that, because it may beat my score. Yeah, you see, that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. We'll see what it gets. We'll see what it gets.
Yes.
Seems like when I get a good Staryu, I get a good Starmie, which is nice. So smaller size, worse pose. Apart from that, it's just as good a photo. Yeah. Okay, so that wasn't quite what we needed. Neither will this be, but we'll see what it gets anyway. Only 700. So it's not facing the camera, which apparently matters. See, not even 3,000. So, yeah. Safe to say, I've got a bit of work to do. Oh, dear me, I knew this was going to be hell. I was dreading this episode. I was almost dreading this episode a bit more than the random ones, like the Magikarp, and I mean, we haven't done Magikarp yet, so I may live to regret that comment. But yeah, the Goldeen and things like that, the ones that just randomly jump out of the water. Even Cloistered to some extent, I was dreading it a bit more than that. But this has been really tough. Any chance you could be facing the right way? Ooh! Potential opportunity there. Potential. Potenti... Anyway. Yep, skip all this rubbish. The only good thing about this is, I'm getting plenty of chances to improve my Staryu score. That's literally the only positive here. Because this score is going to be rubbish, but we'll see what it is anyway. Yep, 700. Won't be 1,000 pose because it never is. And of course, I can't really got in the middle of the frame double, but... Yep, still a good 400 points behind, so I'm not happy with that one. I want to try and get... If we didn't have to keep doing all this annoying setup. I mean, that third... the third Staryu really is a pain. Also, I think it's worth mentioning at this point. I don't know if I've said this on. I don't know if I'm going to say this on footage that'll make the final cut, but I'm going to keep saying this a few times, and hopefully, eventually, it will make the final cut. Oh, that could have been a good Staryu, actually. I'm on my second day recording here, so if I sound a bit different, or the audio sounds different, it may just be the way the mic's set up. Ooh, two together there. Two came out at the same time. Now, I don't know if there's a way to force that, because if there is, then there's a good opportunity there to get a close-up of 2. So that was interesting. I feel like there's probably a way to force that. Ooh, a couple of good style pictures there as well. But, yeah. I mean, that'd be... If I knew how to force that to happen, 2 at once, then I'd keep doing it. Because, like I said, you could probably get a close... There's a star, you... flying in the sky. I need to take a photo. And... then get the other one as well. Even though it's high. I don't know. I'll edit that out. Anywho, I managed to get all 3 again. At least I'm getting all 3 fairly regular. Still not managed to get the 2 to come out at once thing to happen again. Now again, I feel like it turned round too late there. This is one of those photos like ones I moan about all the time that look quite big when you take them, but then actually they're not that big when you see them. Yeah, you see, that one, just, if that was facing the camera, that'd be great. But because it's not, like I've said a million times, it doesn't matter if it's facing the camera, except when it matters if it's facing the camera. So this is going to be a perfect example of that. Can you hear me, the pain? Can you turn me I don't know what the words are to that song. Touching me and Starmie, can you stop being a... We'll not finish that song lyric. In fact, we'll stop singing that song. I'm running out of songs that have got "star" in the title. I'm sure I'll think of some more, but unfortunately for you guys. But I'm running out. Ooh, that was a good one. I mean, obviously there's going to be no same Pokemon bonus, but I would like to try, if possible, to get 1,000 size, 1,000 pose, even if there isn't another Pokemon in the shot, just to show that it can be done. I mean, it's obvious that it can be done, but can it be done by yours truly? That's the question. Well, that's not a bad style either, but we'll not bother submitting it, I don't think. We'll just go with the Giants. I mean, it's clipped, so it's not going to get 1,000 size, but let's see what it does get. And let's see if it gets the 1,000 pose. Let's see if Joke is feeling particularly generous on this one. Well, we got the 1,000 pose at least, but, yeah. And look what you've done. I'm a mother flipping Starmie. Anyway, yeah, I definitely am running out of. Could have Twinkle Twinkle Little Starmie, something like that. I am running out of songs. I'm also running out of patience, so I really need to get this photo. Come on, turn round, turn round. Ooh, right. Well, it did turn round at least. I only took 1 picture, so we're gonna know what the score is straight away. Actually, no, we won't because of all the Staryu pictures, so ignore that completely. Well, I did that out. We only took 1 Starmie shot though. Oh, that's a fun one. Fun little Staryu there. And once again, these all suck. There's any point even sending them. Nowhere near the size of the one that I've got, but we'll send it anyway. We'll give Joke the opportunity to laugh us out the building. Laugh us out the lab, would it be? Is it a lab? Oh dear. I mean, when I think about all the Pokemon that I've generated the most surplus footage for. When I think about the Pokemon that fall into that bracket, it's weird how I've suddenly got a strong dislike of Pokemon that are part water type, evolve via a water stone, and can for some reason on this game inexplicably fly. It's weird how Pokemon that match that description I suddenly don't like, and I feel like that was a good opportunity that I've just missed there. If I'd spun around a bit quicker, at least the Starmie was actually facing the camera as it ascended towards the mountain. Yeah, you see that one there. Yeah, it would just been a half a second or a second or so quicker. I feel like I would have had a good shot at that one. Because it was doing a Kylie Minogue and was facing the camera when I needed it to be, but instead now we're going to get another rubbish score. Sadly for me. Got a higher same Pokemon score though. It really is at this point where questions of sanity are legitimate and warranted. But at least I've got the like I said, the only really good thing about this is I'm getting plenty of chances to improve my Staryu score, so... But the fact I'm probably failing at that as well, or I am failing at that, so probably, is a damning indictment, really. Now, they all seem to go into the... ooh! Well, that was a chance. They all seem to go into the whirlpool at the same time, yet they came out one at a time. I still, despite literally hours and hours of recording, I've still only had them 2 Staryus come out at once. Which is rather mystifying, really. Ooh. Now, that ain't bad. We may have something here. We may have something. Come on, joke. Because if this is half decent, I'm going with it. We're moving on. We are moving on. 810, 800. I mean, how is that? How is that 800? I mean, the same Pokemon score's nice, but how is that only 800 pose? Obviously, quite infamously was Misty, who was the hardest gym lead. I think it's safe to say. Goldeen with Peck, so that counted the grass types, and then obviously the infamous Starmie with the bubble beam and recover. Now, I mean, I probably talked about this already during this video, but I've slept since then, quite literally as well, because don't know what happened there. Quite literally as well, caught the start button accident, because I'm in day 2 of trying to record this rubbish. So yeah, like I said, I'm slowly losing my mind and my will to live. But let's see what that got. Probably a load of rubbish, because I don't think I managed to get... I think I spun around a bit too slowly there. But let's see. Only 16 pictures taken, which suggests I didn't take many of Staryu. In fact, I didn't. Ooh, look at that. Look at that one. Is this the 1,000 size, 1,000 pose I say I've been trying to get? I've not really, because obviously I want to get more than 4,000, but it would be nice to get that shot. Well, there's the 1,000 size. Ooh, and there's the 1,000 pose. He is capable of dishing that out. Well, thank you, joke. Obviously, it's going to be a weaker score, but it's nice to see. It's nice to at least get that shot, get that photo. I've no idea if the blue... Much like the Staryu, I've no idea if the colour of the stone in the middle makes any difference. Obviously, you can see there mine 900 pose is a red stone, and that one was a blue stone. But I suspect not. But nice to get the 1,000. I quite enjoy making these videos, but I can't wait to go back to work in a couple of days. And my colleagues say, "Oh, so Wendy, what did you? How did you spend your holiday?" Well, it's funny you should ask, because I spent literally hours and hours and hours on end trying to get a 4,050 point picture of a Starmie, but it was really good use of my time, but thanks for asking. I mean, at this point, I just want to get anything resembles 3,800 I'll probably take, but or just anything that resembles a semi-decent photo. I've learnt not to get my hopes up as well, because that one didn't seem too bad, but it's the hope that kills you, as the saying goes. But let's see. You never know. Once again, the Staryu photos are rubbish. Ooh, well that doesn't look too bad, actually. The size is not quite there, but it's facing the camera. It's in the middle of the frame. I mean, if mine can get the same middle of the frame double score, then that one definitely can. If this is anywhere near decent, I am done, because this is literally like killing me. I mean not literally, but you know what I mean. 730. Give me 1,000. Yay! Thank you. Thank you. That's right. That's good. Right, I'm done. This is. It's gonna. At least it's gonna be half decent. This. I mean, obviously the same Pokemon score won't quite. Oh, only 10 points less. Well, I'm surprised about that. Then again, I suppose the far one, the third one nearest to the Mankey's not quite as small as it is on the one I've got saved. So maybe that's got something to do with it. But you know what? I know it's a rubbish score, but this is a rubbish. I say it's a rubbish Pokemon. It's not on Pokemon Stadium, but on this game it is. So, you know what? That's good enough for me. I'm done. I'd like to think... I've said this all the way through the series, but I certainly think it's warranted here. I'd like to think you get the idea of what you're supposed to do for this photo. Having said that, I wish I knew how to get 2 to come out at once. I wish there was a way of guaranteeing that. There may be, I just don't know what it is. Because if there was, then we'd be absolutely fine. But... I don't, and so until I know that, which I probably never will, we just have to stick with the technique that I've been trying to do for the last God knows how long, or at least in the second day recorder. But anyway, we're done now. Not the greatest score, I know, but like I said, you get the idea. That's Starmie done. So if you did enjoy this video for whatever reason, then please like and share the video, if not just to reward me for my persistence. Also, you can leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. While you're here on YouTube, if you head on over to the channel, The Commentator, you'll find the rest of the videos in this playlist, none of which are as painful as this one. You'll also find a myriad of other games that I've played through, including Pokemon Stadium, so please go and check that out. But join me next time. We're going to be moving on. I've forgotten what it is, but I guess we'll find out then. But to that point, for now from me, it is sayonara.